Hey everybody, welcome to the VOX podcast, now on YouTube. So
right.
It's not just enough.
You asked,
hear.
we answered.
Yes. Well, did they ask?
I don't know.
But you know,
We
here
did
we
it
are.
anyway.
Here we are. So for those of you listening, we are in the same room, which never happens. We're recording a bunch of mini episodes together because it's just so fun to be in the same room. And if you're watching, then you know that we are in the same room. Mm-hmm. And you know that Tim is such a man. Like, I just look at him and I'm like, because you had this, you had this promo shot for a show you were doing, and I'm like, who's that guy?
It was. I was like, who's that person on
That
Tim's
guy is
Instagram?
so freaking handsome. And it was like,
Short hair.
And now I see it. Now I see
Long
it.
hair, don't care.
Yeah, well, anyway, we're wearing makeup.
We're married?
Tim and I and Bonnie are wearing makeup for the
true.
YouTube audience. So hey, this is what we do. These are the lengths we will go. We're at Gold Pacific Studios on PCH in Newport Beach. And so anyway, we've got some more questions. Again, as always, please like, rate, subscribe. Please share the podcast if you benefit from them. Would you share them on social media? That, again, is super helpful to us. So, Bonnie, take it away.
Okay, this actually, first one is not a question, just some feedback.
Okay, good.
Okay, this
good.
is only addressed to Mike,
Oh.
so we're off the hook.
I'm going to go get a sandwich.
Oh,
Exactly.
jeez.
After listening to the last two episodes on your outrage about gun violence and the discussion of Paul and politics, I would highly recommend.
Okay, so this is a while back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Taking some time to have solid Christian thinkers on the other side of political issues.
Okay.
That give them some time on your podcast to strongman the positions that you have over and over again. I do not think you and Tim Gombis were far off in your interpretations of Paul, but your critiques of the, quote, conservative people for strong immigration laws and about the wall were so distorted from the genuine positions people hold it sounds based off a Fox News soundbite. Please have some real conservative and libertarian voices on to better understand how they see their positions as care for the poor and in line with the teachings of Christ.
Good.
Then at least you'll be raising the bar on the conversation beyond straw men, where your listeners can really make a decision for themselves how God is leading them rather than telling them, quote, no Christian can think like that.
Right.
This is the same kind of political rhetoric you critique from the 1970s at the beginning of the episode with Tim.
Oh, man.
So you are in it. From Ryan.
I
Well,
think
that's
that's
probably Tim
Gombis.
Gombis.
That's Gombis.
Oh, you're
I
right.
appreciate the shout out. But
Well, as Stafford and I were talking about 1970s
Yeah,
political.
oh, okay.
No,
As we do.
Okay, so who's this from?
That was from Ryan.
This from Ryan?
No, that was.
Oh, that was from Ryan. Okay,
Yeah.
so Ryan, first of all, thank you. Like we said in one of the earlier mini episodes, I mean, I'm so grateful for the critique. Who would you recommend?
Yeah.
I'd absolutely love to hear. And again, I please hear this. I don't care if you're a Christian and you love Donald Trump. I don't care if you're a Christian and you think building a wall is the answer. Where I get so upset is when Trump gets baptized as the Christian candidate, or is the right moral choice for evangelicals. That's where I get off. That's where I get off the boat. It's one of those things where, hello, Tim, I was looking at you and you couldn't keep it together.
sorry.
And so this is a point we've made
I'm
over
the
and over
only
and
adult
over
here.
on the podcast. You're absolutely right. I'm not here to debate whether or not the wall is the best way to handle immigration reform or not.
Right.
What I want to handle is, as Christians, we care about the Imago Dei in people.
Yeah.
We care about, the Bible is littered with care for the immigrant, the widow, the foreigner, the orphan. And so we can argue about how best we care for that. And if you want to argue the wall represents a Christian position, great. I'm not even interested in that argument. What I'm interested in is the amount of evangelical support that Donald Trump gets in light of who he's turned out to be personally, but secondly, with some of his policies. I would feel the same way if we all baptized Obama as the Christian candidate. It's not the specific candidate that matters. It's the baptizing of one or the other as the evangelical choice. Like that's the part where I just absolutely want to throw a fit. But if you've got folks that you think would be really great for the show, I'd absolutely love to hear them and see if they'd be a good fit. Absolutely. We just don't want to get into, and I hope I haven't, specific policy recommendations of whether or not they're Christian. Again, to me, it's when Christians wed themselves to either political party. Right now, the political party that's in power is the Republican Party, and evangelical support of our current president is mentioned by the press as a very important feature of his standing. I think that needs critiqued. Not because those people don't love Jesus or not because those people don't love immigrants, but simply because evangelicals now in public imagination have been wed to a certain kind of republicanism. And I just want to say, no, there are actually other versions of evangelicalism out there.
Yeah, it's fair.
You're fair.
Thank you.
Okay, that was feedback, but great.
Feedback.
So anyway, the upshot is if you have somebody that you think would be great on a podcast, right? Not just somebody who's conservative, but somebody who would be great as a podcast partner or participant. I'd love. If you want to get Ben Shapiro, Brant.
Do it.
Candace, my wife likes Candace, what's her name? Owens?
Candace? I don't know.
Candace Bergen.
Candace Parker?
Murphy Brown.
Okay, next.
Okay, gone off the rails. Okay, hi.
Hi.
As a dedicated Panhead and fans of Skillet are proudly known. I obviously have no idea what
a Panhead. Oh, that's funny.
I didn't know where that was
so
going.
Skillet. Remember, we had a Skillet reference, right? A couple.
It was the Marty Sampson.
Yeah, the deconstruction.
Oh, yeah, of course, because Andy was on.
Yes. So Panhead.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know that was out of context for me. I need to first mourn your lack of knowledge and lampooning of one of the best rock bands on the planet.
I don't know if there was lampooning.
That's, you know what? Don't shoot the messenger. That's what they said.
Okay.
Seriously, they are really good, and they have been for 20 years.
Let me just say this. This is not lampooning. If Jesus were to
Here it is.
lead,
good.
like, why? I guess I haven't heard them. So are they rock?
I don't know.
Because
you are not looking at the right person.
So on Panhead, maybe that's like metal or something. I don't know.
I mean, it's a
Skillet.
direct Skillet reference.
I don't know. I just feel like
that's just a great name for a band.
Skillet.
It's like supper. Like just there, you know.
It's like bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, on
Meatloaf.
to my question. On this episode, Mike gave the example of how Jesus deconstructed the Jewish religion and how you see that as an example of what is possibly happening today.
True.
My question is, what gives you the right to challenge or deconstruct the past 1,500 years of understanding of how we read or relate to Scripture?
Ooh.
I acknowledge Jesus' authority to do this, but why you and why now?
Ooh.
Why suddenly must we challenge and usually find wanting the traditional understanding and teachings by traditional? I am not talking about the last 70 years of the evangelical industrial complex, as Sky puts it, but rather traditional orthodoxy.
No. Well, then I've done a horrible job communicating because what we're critiquing is the last 70 years of the evangelical machine. It's not, again, I am as center can be in terms of like Nicene Creed and all. I can check the boxes. That's fine. It bums me out that that's still so important, but I don't have any authority whatsoever to critique the authoritative traditions that are handed down, except that the Bible's full of people who did that. The Bible encourages it. Jesus did it. The Reformation happened. And it seems as if there is something happening today where the dark corners of the church are being exposed in the light of day. Where, I mean, Jesus has this great line: "What was said in secret will be shouted from the rooftops." Now, obviously, he meant something completely different by that. But when you have more cases of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church and in the Southern Baptist Convention, when you have more cases of sexual predatory behavior from male youth pastors to kids. I mean, it's just, I'm thrilled that this stuff is being exposed. So if you think the project of VOX or us is to throw into doubt all that has been handed to us, no. It is to throw into doubt a lot of the forms in which that orthodoxy came. And there are some things that have gotten packaged into the orthodoxy that aren't the orthodoxy, that aren't just central to the faith.
Yeah.
Right? Whether or not you believe in the rapture, sorry, is not part of the orthodox. And it's used as a doctrinal statement for many places. I'm just sorry. Whether or not you believe in a 6-day creation, sorry, that's not. So if we mean orthodoxy as in the authoritative apostolic faith handed down from centuries through the creeds, done, in. I'm not going anywhere from that. But if we mean the way that's been packaged, the way the call for purity has been handled and what that did to people, the way that race has been handled in church, there is so much to critique there. But what we're not saying, at least I'm not, Bonnie might, because she's very liberal.
Jeez.
No, I don't know. Is hey, we're throwing into doubt, whether or not God's a Trinity, or whether Jesus was fully human, or whether the Bible still has unique authority for us.
Right.
We're open to all those questions, but the project is to build back the culture of Christianity around Jesus and not around the evangelical subculture that's grown up. That's what we're trying to do. Now, sometimes that infringes on things that have been called orthodox that we just want to say, no, they don't belong in that category.
Yep.
Would you?
I would agree with that. Yeah, no, I would just say that it was so heavily packaged as one and the same.
Yes.
Yes. It's hard.
That's right.
To deconstruct it sometimes without feeling like you're deconstructing the whole thing.
Oh, that's so true.
So you just have to do the hard work of it. I mean, that's just the hard truth of it. But it was always, we're the movement, and we're the only movement, and we're the Orthodox movement, and this is the way it has to look. This is the way it has to play out. Yeah. So I just agree. I'm interested in deconstructing that.
Yeah.
And picking apart the way it's playing out.
Yeah.
So.
And the question plays on that.
Yeah.
In the sense of, what we were all taught is that if you question any part of the whole package, you question the whole package.
The whole thing comes tumbling down.
And maybe the questioner is kind of assuming that we're questioning some things, which means we're calling into question the historic faith. I really don't. Maybe I am. I don't see us that way. If you were to, like I said, check the boxes, I'm the box checker, right? If you were like, I would affirm the Apostolic Creed, the Nicene Creed, whatever.
But here's the funny thing is most evangelicals that say they would actually I don't think know those.
Oh, well,
they know the packaged form of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, because, that's so good, Bonnie, because what people are deconstructing isn't Christianity.
No.
It's the cultural expression of Christianity. They've been handed.
But I don't even think they understand the difference there.
Bada boom.
And that's what we're trying to get after.
Yeah.
So, do I have any authority? Of course not. I'm just some guy. I'm some white.
No, you are Michael Carl Erie.
You are my bodyguard.
Oh my goodness! And so you're right in the sense of, but why now? Here's why now. We're globalizing, so we're seeing the harm. We're seeing harm in ways we've never seen it before. Mm-hmm. We're seeing corruption in ways in the church we've never seen it before. We're seeing abuse in ways we've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And I, like I said before, I really think Jesus is the author of this. Mm-hmm. Now that doesn't mean he condones any of what's being exposed. I just think that the opportunity is ripe for people to articulate a Jesus following sort of way of living that is different, that looks different and sounds different from what it is that we've been handed in the subculture forms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, it's like the last. I don't even know if that was the last mini episode or if it was the beginning of this one, but that the beauty, that the beauty of Jesus exposes.
Yeah.
Will expose this abuse and will expose these marginalized people. Plus, people are deconstructing either way. That's just happening. So I think a big piece of VOX is that we want to equip people with the tools
Oh boy.
to reconstruct.
Speaking
Yeah.
of deconstructing,
Right?
let's deconstruct that word. Well, we're
Yeah,
having
no, I agree.
fellowship and loving on each other.
That's right.
So, but that's so good. And so, what's the person's name?
You know what? Oh, Paul.
Paul.
Paul the
Thank
Panhead.
you. That's Paul the Panhead?
That is.
Paul
He's
the Panhead. So
skillet
that's such a
lover.
such a great question. And let's talk more about this. If you have any pushback, please email back, because this, again, we're not trying to solve the issues. We're respecting the questions. We're trying to give honest, raw feedback. But we're very much open to your thoughts on our thoughts on your thought. So take that.
That sounded like Jack Haney.
So anyway, by the way, as always, just a reminder, we are listener supported, and that it means a great deal that many in our community support us financially. We want to invite you to do that as well. If the podcast has been helpful to you,
We don't invite you onto the long road.
on the long road,
the
yes,
even
these
flow.
are Pearl Jam.
It's because of you that we're given to fly.
Yes, Pearl Jam references, and Bonnie's like, I don't know if it's not on Harry
I need
Potter.
to
I
have
don't know it.
If it's not Harry Potter or Taylor Swift, I'm
Oh, do you like T Swift?
love Taylor
Okay.
Swift.
T-Swizzle.
T Swizzle.
I mean,
All right.
maybe we should have a few tiers. Maybe people should write in if they want a Taylor Swift tier.
Well, why don't you see if we can get her on the podcast?
Okay.
Okay, your job is Taylor Swift. My job is Eddie Vedder. Well, you probably have a better shot at Vedder than I do.
Maybe,
Maybe.
but maybe not.
Like, this isn't fair. I have no shot at Taylor Swift.
I'm gonna go.
So,
I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for the moon. I'm gonna go for Biebs.
The Biebs.
oh,
I'm gonna go for the
Justin Bieber.
Biebs.
You should. He's a Christian now.
Well, so is Kanye. So maybe I'll go for Kanye. That would be
It would be epic.
freaking amazing. That we would be able to tick off conservative, right? And
There's a lot of boxes there.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I doubt Panheads are big Yeezy fans.
No,
I don't know.
I don't
would
know.
imagine
Listen,
Maybe
I don't know
that's
much about
that's
Panhead.
the future. We're bringing the musical styles together.
That's it.
Wild
All right.
Stallions.
Oh, the nice thing is Duran Duran still tours.
Yeah, they play Iron Man's birthday every year.
What?
Sometimes when
Robert
you
Downey
guys-
Jr. He brings them in every year
Duran Duran.
to play at his birthday party
That's
because you can
amazing
do
to
that
know
when you're Robert.
when you're
Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey Jr. All right. Do you even know who that is?
I know who. Yeah, I didn't know when he said Iron Man. Even
Okay.
though Cy made me watch that one.
Oh
He
boy.
made you.
It was a gift. He said
That he
I
gave
watch
you.
a lot of yeah, exactly. I watch a lot of rom-coms. I said, what's the most rom-com action film, superhero film?
And he gave you Iron Man?
He thought that was. I know. I was like, if this
like
is the
him.
most,
Got a
we're
pepper
a
blast in
little-
there.
Well, you really want a love story, you got to go to Gladiator. I mean, and seriously, the Adam and Eve, really, Matrix. I mean, let's just go right there. All right. Anyway, friends, thank you so much, YouTube audience. Hello, and goodbye. Tim.
Welcome in.
Yes. Anyway, till next time, friends. Thank you so much.